The episode begins with an introduction again. We are told about Hapna medicine, which came to the market 3 years ago. It was said that using it would cure all the pain of humanity. Because of this, many people started using this medicine. If we talk about young people, it had a completely different meaning for them because when this medicine was mixed with soda, it worked like a drug. You would get completely intoxicated, and it was very intense. Because of this, a lot of people started using it to relieve their stress and calm their minds. Older people kept wondering why these kids always drank soda. To get Hapna, you just needed a prescription from a doctor because it was really cheap and anyone could afford it. But no one knew how dangerous its end would be. Now, we are shown another scene with Axel Gilberto, where he has a bracelet-like item on his hand. This bracelet is completely stuck on Axel Gilberto's hands, and Hershey tells him that with this, they can always track him. He sees that all the members are wearing these bracelets. Now, they are given an order here that they need to find Dr. Skinner as quickly as possible. Now, you decide, do you always want to run away from the police, or do you want to find Skinner and live your freedom? Obviously, all of them are criminals, so Hershey wants them to do this job. Axel Gilberto uses parkour here and suddenly snatches Chris's gun and puts it to his head. Everyone is shocked by this. Now, it's shown that the wristband Axel Gilberto is wearing suddenly shocks him. Axel gets a shock, and Hershey says, "This trick won't work again, understand? And also, if you try to forcibly remove it, the electricity will increase rapidly, and your hand will melt and fall off. If something happens to me, the same thing will happen to you. So, no tricks will work." Everyone agrees that they have been given a mission to find Dr. Skinner. We are shown a media scene here. The president and others are saying, "We had no idea about this." So they are told, resign and leave. Then the media speaks with the guards at Dr. Skinner's garden, but they don't find any clue about him. Now, their hideout is in a barber shop. They talk about what they would do if they find Skinner. One of them says, "What will we do? We'll make an antidote and sell it at a higher price. We'll become rich." Doug replies, "We're not here to get rich. They are here to save the world." So basically, these people have come together to save the world. They discuss this. Axel Gilberto asks, "Has any one of you used Hapna?" It turns out, nearly everyone has used it. So this becomes their base from now on. Although Doug says, "I didn't want you to join our team because you only think about yourself and show off too much," they enter a garage and Axel Gilberto's data is already registered by Doug when he was sleeping. Their cars are parked outside, and then they begin discussing Dr. Skinner's life, what he did and didn't do. But Chris says, "Why are we discussing this useless stuff? We need to get to the main topic and find out where his reality is." Doug tells them, yes, he has won 3 Nobel Prizes and lived a peaceful and good life. Even all the medicines he made, he just gave away the patents. He thought a lot about the climate and the environment, and gave many speeches, attended UN meetings, etc. Hershey mentions one of his famous speeches at the UN where he said, "In 3 years, Antarctica will melt and our world will be destroyed," but no one took it seriously. After some time, all the countries left, and shortly after, Dr. Skinner disappeared. Now, they start talking about him. Chris says, "He seems like a really good person, but I think he's hiding something. He may have done wrong things in secret." There are many online posts showing how he helped people. So, while he seems like a saint and appears really good, why did he take the decision to kill people? Why did that happen? It's been 3 years since he disappeared, and there has been no update on him. Just then, Elena says, "I got an update about him." So, they all get into their cars and head out. Chris and Axel Gilberto are together, and Doug and Leland go together. We're told about a nuclear shelter trading company. There's a record where Dr. Skinner bought a shelter 8 years ago, and he might still be hiding in that shelter. Axel Gilberto and Chris will check the shelter, Doug and Leland will check the trading company, and Elena, you'll run Dr. Skinner's facial recognition through all the CCTV cameras in the world and see if we can find him. Even though it may be difficult, maybe he changed his base, but we have no other choice. Here, Chris asks, why were you in jail? What crime did you commit, and how long was your sentence? Axel Gilberto responds, to tell the truth, Axel says, because it's my hobby, and Chris replies, you're crazy. During this interrogation, Axel reveals that his repeated escapes led to his incarceration. He emphasizes that he kept running away, which ultimately resulted in his imprisonment. This interaction highlights Axel's rebellious nature and his tendency to resist confinement. Then, we see a scene with Doug and Leland. Leland asks, by the way, what punishment did you get? Why are you wearing this bracelet? Doug responds, obviously, there's a purpose behind all this. They talk about each other. Although they're not major criminals, if we talk about Elena, she's a really dangerous hacker. She has done a lot of incidents. Among all of them, she's the most dangerous, even though she looks like a little girl. Now, Chris and Axel reach the shelter, and Doug and Leland arrive at the company. They start searching. When Axel and Chris enter the shelter, it seems almost abandoned, with only the generator running, but there's no one inside. On the other hand, Doug finds that the computers at the company were working not long ago but are now completely offline, with lots of destruction. As Axel and Chris go further into the shelter, they spot a man sitting in a chair. It seems like it might be Dr. Skinner. Meanwhile, Leland gets a gun pointed at his head, and the person says, stay quiet, don't speak. Axel approaches and asks, are you Dr. Skinner? They wonder if he's had plastic surgery or if he's even alive. As they try to touch him, they notice that Leland is caught by this man. Doug looks at him, and the man tells him, put your gun down, kid. We're here for business. Now, tell me where he is. Doug replies, we don't know where he is. The man says, fine, start acting like fools, I'll get the truth out of you. Meanwhile, Chris and Axel start hearing noises, and suddenly, several people arrive, opening fire. Bullets fly all around them. Doug also has someone approach him, asking, where's Kobashi? These people are all firing guns wildly. Axel and Chris dodge the bullets, and Axel starts running like crazy, with bullets barely missing him. Chris says, he's really lost his mind. One of the attackers keeps asking about Kobashi, repeatedly saying, the money you took from me, I want it back. If not, I'll blow your brains out. Chris and Axel keep dodging their attacks, and Axel climbs up to take down two of the attackers. Then, we see DEA and FBI arriving at full speed in their cars. Chris and Axel meet again, and Chris says, did you forget? We're here to find Dr. Skinner. The two of them fight off the shooters, finally getting close to Skinner's location. Just as they approach, the FBI and DEA surround them and tell them to drop their weapons. Axel replies, we are Lazarus. You drop your weapons. They ask, what's Lazarus? Have you heard of it? And they reply, no, never. They're surrounded, and when Chris turns on the light, it's revealed that the person they thought was Dr. Skinner is actually the owner of the trading company. He starts apologizing, saying, I took money from a lot of people and didn't return it. I thought you were here to ask for your money. Axel punches him in the mouth, causing blood to pour out. They test his DNA and confirm he's not Dr. Skinner. Leland tells them that it's clear now, this man has nothing to do with Skinner. They share updates with each other, explaining that the man who was sitting in the shelter had borrowed money from many people. He had hidden in the shelter he created for his clients to avoid paying back the money. Doug says, it's clear this mission isn't going to be easy. I've been waiting for this moment. I took Hapna medicine in an attempt to end my life. But it seems it didn't work as quickly as I thought. Maybe this is life giving me another chance to restart. He's excited but sits down, knowing that in 30 days, the world will begin dying. Meanwhile, Elena uses facial recognition to find Dr. Skinner, but notices there are 1 lakh people who look similar. Hershey wonders what's going on. The episode ends, showing there are only 28 days left. This is where the episode ends. If you liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, I'll see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.